What the heck is up, ladies and gentlemen? What is going on? Welcome back to another video. Here I am, joined with my wonderful co-host, Sterling.
Yes, sir.
And bid adieu for the same. I am the co-worker himself. I'm glad to be back. We all missed you. We've taken some time off.
It's good to be back.
It is very good to be back.
It's great to be back.
We took a little bit of time to try and bring some creativity to our channel. We're working on some things. We have wanted to broaden our scope of what we talk about, and we want to bring you guys, as usual, some more bangers.
Yes, sir.
But before we get too far into this, let's talk about the postseason. So we're looking at the postseason from the start, and it started off kind of slow. You had the Bucks and the Eagles, which was a blowout.
Yeah.
It wasn't
a bunch of matchups that weren't that just weren't that interesting. A lot of them we kind of see the outcome already before it happened. You
could tell a couple of days before, like, oh yeah, you know who's gonna win that game. And I do partially feel like it's because they added that 7th seed that it kind of like gives it that an average team is gonna play a really good team. And so you kind of already know that thing. And if you're at that point, was it really even worth it to add the extra team?
I don't know.
Right?
Honestly, I mean, who made it on both sides? So the 7th seed on the NFC side was.
I could tell you. That was the Eagles.
I want to say it was the Eagles. Yeah,
the Eagles, and then the Steelers on the AFC side.
Yeah. So for those two teams,
average at best.
Yeah, would you look at those teams and say those are playoff football teams?
No,
I wouldn't either.
I'd say they're on the brink if they add some right pieces and they add like maybe a new scheme.
Yeah,
like maybe they can get to the promised land. But I just right now with their talent, they're not really a playoff team. But I mean, aside from that, we did have a few good games.
We had some really good games. Once we got to the second round, it picked up.
I mean, the Raiders played a hard-fought battle against the Bengals in the first round. Mm-hmm. Like, they really put up a fight.
Yeah.
We took it down to the last drive. And you know, it was 4th and 17, and we're 20 yards out, and Derek Carr threw an interception in double coverage.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, it's not Derek Carr's finest moments. But who is he forcing it to? He was forcing it to Waller himself. If you're in 4th and 17 and you're back down, who are you going to go for? Probably the tallest target.
Yeah. And
can I really blame him for throwing that interception? No. But am I necessarily happy about how we went out? No. You know, it happens, you know, and we put up a fight after all we went through. It was a good season. I'll say that.
Yeah, it was a good season. Raiders fans should be very happy.
You know, and same could be said about the Steelers. What I said about the Steelers and Eagles can definitely go for the Raiders as well. They add a few right pieces. They have a core. They have what they need. But the more they add pieces, the better it's just going to make them in the long run. But yeah, in those divisional games, that's when it started getting down to the wire.
Yeah. I
mean, the Bengals played against the Titans, and look how that ended. Off of a last-minute field goal.
Number 1 seed.
And it's like, did the Titans already show their flaws midway through season? Yeah. I feel like they did. Because even though they added Derrick Henry back, you know, they were still that kind of one-dimensional offense that can't throw the ball. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it hurt them really bad in the postseason. And
what do you think? They're a football team that I'm very interested.
The Titans?
Very interested to see what happens coming up.
Do you think?
Because
they won't cut Tannehill.
They're not going to.
He's too much money.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, it's too much money to just say cut him off. So you can realistically see him for another year as the Titans quarterback. Mm-hmm. Whether we see the Dolphins Tannehill or we see like the Tannehill that, you know, has proved himself to be a passer. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where he's going to end up next season.
Where he's going to end up? Oh, man.
I don't think he's the answer.
So this is what I was talking about in my LA Rams video that I just made.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of teams where it's obvious they have one thing that is sort of holding them back.
Yeah.
With the Rams, it was Jared Goff.
It was.
And they made that move they looked at themselves in the mirror, and they're like, you know what? I don't think Jared Goff's our guy.
It's time to move on.
So they went ahead with Matthew Stafford, which obviously they're still even taking a chance on Stafford. It wasn't 100% thing that he was a top quarterback.
But he is a defined passer, though.
Yes. And so the Titans, to me, are another one of those teams where it's kind of looking obvious right now that there's sort of one thing that's like maybe holding them back.
So like we were talking about earlier, if you were to throw in a Justin Herbert into that situation, how would he do? Or how do you think the team would do as a whole? I think
he would do a lot better than Tannehill.
I'd agree. I'd agree. Do you think he'd take them deeper into the playoffs? Do you think they'd win more games?
So, I think yes.
Yeah.
I think the answer is yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I think Tannehill is kind of that glaring piece that makes me say, that's what leaves the question mark on the answer, you know? Like, is Tannehill really going to turn it around this season or next season? I mean, they have Derrick Henry, you know, and I also wouldn't be surprised, though, if they start taking a load off of him because of his injury from last season. So, am I saying that Derrick Henry is going to go below RB5? No. But I do believe that they're going to give him a slightly less higher of a workload. I think they'll maybe give him more quality touches in the red zone, more than they already do. I mean, they already basically handed to him in the red zone to begin with. So he gets high quality touches. But at that point, it kind of just comes down to, can he handle that workload for that extended amount of time and not get injured? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would like to see them get more of a change of pace back.
Okay.
To have behind him. I know we've had running backs behind him, but this season,
Jeremy McNichols.
Yeah.
But no, he doesn't qualify because he played like.
Yeah. And they weren't even really utilizing him.
No. And then that's what it comes down to. They're forced to throw the ball. And you're forced to throw the ball with Ryan Tannehill. And for an extended amount of time without A.J. Brown and without Julio Jones. And it just turned into like kind of like this overwhelming amount of we need to create our offensive flow, but we can't. Mm-hmm. And their defense wasn't like number one in the NFL either, you know? So I don't want to say the Titans had an easy path, but they definitely played a few bad teams that helped them out. And
because we're talking about the number one seed.
Yeah, we are talking about the number one seed.
The number one seed.
And that's what kind of...
That's what's so crazy about it. That's what's so crazy. Because they were the number one seed in the AFC. And what's funny is I'm able to riddle off all these things that I'd like to see changed, and they're still the number one seed. Yeah. And so... Without Derrick Henry for a lot of it.
Yeah, without Derrick Henry and without A.J. Brown, because what was it, food poisoning, and then he injured his ankle or something like that, or his quad, and then Julio Jones was just kind of a walking mess Julio this year. Jones. He was a walking mess.
That was exactly the opposite of what we thought when they acquired Julio Jones.
We thought it was going to be a good season, healthy, coming back, trying to reestablish himself, but it turned into, he wasn't on the field.
I wonder what the outlook for him is.
It's murky a little bit.
This next year it's basically do or die for Julio Jones.
Definitely.
It basically is, because if he comes out and did what he did again last year, then
I think you can pretty much say bye to the Julio Jones that we used to know.
It's unfortunate. It's sad. Yeah. It's sad.
But hopefully he's able to turn it around, and realistically, if he would have stayed with the Falcons, I almost want to say he would have had a better chance for, more yards, more touchdowns, more receptions.
Everything. Except for winning football games.
Besides winning football games. But I think at this point in his career, he's like, I'm ready to go and win games.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do.
And, you can't really blame him. You can't really blame him. But it's also, when you go to a better team and you have more depth and you're injured, then it's going to be a little bit...
Yeah, he's already taken on lesser of a role.
And then it turns into he isn't performing. Yeah. And, sometimes players do put themselves in that situation of, I'm going to go to a good team, and I'm going to, if I don't fit, then it's like, well, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And you know, unless the next season comes and you move away, you're still gonna be stuck the next season. So, you know, sometimes players are ready to win. I have nothing against that, but at the same point, you also got to look out for your career and your numbers and your money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But aside from the Titans, I kind of want to talk about the Bengals a little bit. I kind of want to bring up a few things about them. In the Super Bowl, I really thought that the Bengals had a chance to win the game multiple times.
They did.
Multiple times. I don't feel like they necessarily threw away their chances, but I also feel like they hurt themselves. You know?
Yeah.
When they completely moved away from the running game at a certain point.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is Joe Mixon was eating.
He was too.
He was eating. And it's hard to be like, oh, just don't give him the ball and just go straight to passing. You know, you want to take a little bit of the load off of Joey B's shoulders at some point. You want to let the wide receivers rest, and you want to be able to run the ball with ease. And they were doing that for a good.
They also didn't have Joe Mixon in the game for a bunch of the crucial plays.
It's true, and that's gonna hurt you.
That's gonna hurt you. It's the Super Bowl. You have to have your best players in the football game,
and
no matter what.
What I'm thinking happened was they kind of fell into the trap of, we're passing and it's working, let's just keep passing.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and C.J. Uzomah, it's pretty easy to just go straight to passing the ball. But at the same point, a defense can also only be so ready for the pass and only be so ready for the run. So if you just, when they start reading that you're running the ball, start passing the ball.
Yeah.
When they're reading that you're passing the ball, start running the ball. You know, like Sterling said, it's the Super Bowl.
Literally.
It's the Super Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl. Like, there's nothing else after this.
Okay.
So,
I'd like to ask you a question.
Yes.
How are the Bengals going to perform next season?
Okay. How are the Bengals going to perform next season? Do I think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl? The answer is no.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Do I think they're gonna be in the conversation to make the Super Bowl or make the AFC Championship or make a big run? Yeah,
it's a possibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think yes, because obviously, this is the thing. They're such a young team. They're a very young team.
They have a lot to grow.
Second-year quarterback, rookie star wide receiver, a lot of young pieces on that.
A lot of core pieces. Yeah.
Yes, and obviously, they're going to build from that. They're all going to get better and develop together.
Think about Jamar Chase next season.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about Joey B next season. It's like, sheesh. But continue.
So, obviously, they're going to grow and continue to get better. But I think the AFC is really crowded right now.
It is. There's a lot of teams that could potentially make a run, that have made a run, or, you know, like what happened with the Bengals this season. They were the fourth.
Yeah.
They were the fourth team in their conference 2 years ago, and then all of a sudden they decided we're gonna turn it on.
All of a sudden,
we're gonna turn it on, and that's good for them, bro. That's really good. Aside from the AFC, let's talk about an NFC team a little bit. I want to bring up the San Francisco 49ers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is a really interesting team too. There's a lot of really interesting teams going into this offseason, coming out of last season.
So definitely.
The 49ers are one of them.
So the 49ers. I think the 49ers have what you call a playoff team. You know, they have a team that will win you games in the playoffs. It's not because they're the best team. Not in any stretch of my imagination am I saying that. Mm-hmm. But it's because they can run the ball with ease, bro.
Whenever they want to.
They run downhill. And that's the thing. That's hard to stop in the playoffs because your defense is stopping the run 25 times a game.
Yeah.
And think about how tiring that is. And then you have to deal with, okay, are they going to throw a screen out to Deebo Samuel? Are they going to straight up hand off the ball to Deebo Samuel?
Yeah.
So they're one of those teams. And then you can't even forget about their defense. Joey Bosa, they turned it around this season. They looked like a legit defense. And when they were in the playoffs, they win games because of their hard-nosed style of football. Does that really mean that they're going to have the same success next year? I don't know. Because if they have Jimmy G as their quarterback...
but is he going to be their quarterback?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I want to say, like, Jimmy G moves on. But if we were to say Jimmy G stays in San Fran, you can expect more of what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You can see more of Jimmy G's wonderful ability to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if they move to someone like a Trey Lance, I think that gives you more of an opportunity to win right now. You know, Trey Lance, a little bit unproven, a little bit under the radar, you could say, because we didn't get to see a whole lot of him this season.
Yeah, we didn't.
They were
Which
pretty.
Is a shame.
They were pretty consistent with Jimmy G this year, and you know, they kind of gave the keys to Jimmy G and were like, okay, just play through this season. We don't know what's gonna happen next season, but I think since the outcome that happened, where on the final play of the 49ers season, Jimmy G gets turned around and throws a nasty interception, I think that's kind of foretelling of what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Look what happened to Tom Brady in his last game against the Titans. Threw a nasty interception to lose them the game. And is that how Jimmy G is going to go out? I'd say so. I think that was his last play as a 49er.
I think it is. I think it was. They have a lot of options too. There's a lot of quarterbacks possibly out there if they don't want to move on with Trey Lance, if they don't think he's ready.
Yeah. Or not in the draft though. Definitely
not in the draft. Not in the draft for sure.
Not in the draft.
But if they feel, because that's the thing, is that they're a team that's ready to win right now.
They are.
And so with Trey Lance as your quarterback, obviously he's good.
He is.
He's going to win you some football games right now, but is he what you want to win a championship? So it depends, because they spent high draft capital on him.
They did.
If I'm not mistaken, he was like, what, the third
or fourth pick?
Yeah. So they've invested so much into him already. I'm pretty sure they're probably just going to continue with him because he's their young guy. He's who they want to roll with for the future of their franchise. But to win football games right now, there's possibly other options out there.
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers were to say, drop everything, I'm coming to 49ers, they're not going to be like, oh, wait, Trey Lance, though. No, of course not. They're going to be like, okay, come on, Aaron, we're going to work you in. And then we're gonna move Trey Lance to another year on the bench. And I'd say this is sort of the Trey Lance situation is sort of similar to Jordan Love. You know, both took high in the draft, both thought to be high-end prospects for the quarterbacks of the future.
Yeah.
And now both of them are facing a murky offseason with their quarterback situation, and now is really their time to prove what they're made of.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because if Jordan Love goes out during training camp and stinks it up, they're going to be like, oh, shit, this is going to end bad.
It's not looking good.
And same thing can be said for the 49ers, too. Trey Lance goes out there and throws nasty stinker games out there. You're probably like, he's not the answer either. So this season really does come down with a lot of question marks. And what we're going to see for next season, you know? And do you want to talk about another NFC team might as well?
Another NFC team. What are some interesting teams in the NFC right now?
So I'll name off the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. That's what I was going to bring up right now, because what is their future looking like to you?
You see, I think the phrase that they're going to start using is, they're going to say reload, not rebuild, but it's time for a rebuild, bro. So thinking about it, quarterback, no longer going to be Tom Brady. Well, from what we have heard and seen from now, at this point on February 23rd, Tom Brady is retired. We may go back and look at this like, dude, what the hell are we thinking? But as of today, Tom Brady is retired. And Blaine Gabbert is going to be their starting quarterback.
Blaine Gabbert.
And then it also comes down to, are they keeping Chris Godwin? I don't know. I don't think they are. I don't think they can hold on to both Evans and Godwin. Mm-hmm. They're both high-end talent, and they're both... It's hard for me to be like, okay, let them spend $80 million on their wide receiver core.
Yeah,
and then think about how much their defense is making with Levante, David, but that also brings up the question mark: are any of those players going to be there next season? Because all of those players are hitting either contracts season, they're hitting their end of their contracts, their end of their rookie deals.
Yeah.
And so now is really do or die time for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, realistically speaking. If you're gonna rebuild, you might as well get rid of Chris Godwin. You might as well get rid of Levante David. You might as well get rid of Ndamukong Suh. You might as well just drop all of those players and just say, okay, we're gonna go and start from scratch. I don't think they really want to.
They don't want to.
They don't want to.
They do not want to at all.
But dude, when you're faced with something like that,
dude, if they do, they had like the freaking shortest Super Bowl window ever. Because it was a 2-year period where they were relevant.
I mean, it kind of also comes down to they had Tom Brady, though. That's the only thing that made them relevant.
Yeah. Well, they had a really good team before. Or not a really good team. They had a good team before. They had the pieces laid out.
They did.
They had the pieces laid out. And then so they went out, they got Tom Brady, and that's what put them over the top.
That's all they needed.
Exactly.
So
let's say they keep this team right now.
Okay.
Let's say they bring back as many people as they can.
I like that.
Because that's, I think, the most realistic option right now. I think that's the most realistic
outcome. I'd say realistically, right now, the way I'm looking at it is it's 50-50. It could either go, they drop all their players and they move on. Or they can say, okay, we're keeping our players and we're just going to move on with Blaine Gabbert. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, though, because I don't think they can move forward.
No, you can't.
They can't. That's not a possibility. They have to go out and get at least somebody, at least try to solve the quarterback problem.
And me and Sterling were watching the NFL Network a few minutes ago, and the quarterback draft, like we said, is bad, bro. It's not good. Like, I didn't see any quarterbacks that really stood out this season, and you may reach and take a little bit of a long shot pick on a quarterback, and it may work out, but I don't know. The Buccaneers are faced with a definite challenge as of late.
So, if I'm also not mistaken, when we were just in the room and we saw the NFL channel, they restructured somebody's contract.
For the Packers.
Oh, that was for the Packers?
Yes.
Okay, I'm tripping then.
It was Kenny Clark. Mm-hmm. It was like $10.3 million in cap.
So the Packers are clearing money.
They are.
They're clearing money. So
who?
And we've seen in recent news come out that they're going to try their best. They're going to push as hard as they can to keep Aaron and Devontae on that football team. So that's that. They're already clearing up money. So
I am thinking. They are still $60 million over the cap.
Yeah, I know that.
That's.
I'm pretty sure they're like the number one most.
Second.
Oh, second.
Behind the Saints. Saints are like 75 mil. And to think how bad were they last season? I know. Is it still snowing outside?
Let's see. Is it still snowing outside? It doesn't look like it.
It's cleared up.
Yeah. For the viewers, it was snowing for like a solid 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, it was snowing. It's all melted now, but it was coming down. Aside from anything.
Yeah. What else?
What's another team? So we'll talk about another AFC team real quick. So Kansas City Chiefs. You can assume that they're gonna maintain their relevance.
They're gonna be around every year.
I'd say until Patrick Mahomes. Well, if Patrick Mahomes is injured or moves on in how many years does he have? Like 10 more years? Or 8 more years? It's a lot of
years, dude. It's a lot of years.
So you could kind of count on 8 more years of the Chiefs kind of doing their thing, which isn't really my favorite thing to say, but you could kind of count on that.
It could get tough for them down the stretch, especially all the money that they're paying these people.
Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
You know, they have Flash Gordon himself, dude. Like.
Yeah. So, and especially when Patrick Mahomes is making that much money too, that's gonna make it harder as the years go on. It's gonna be making it harder to distribute your money out to other positions.
Yeah.
And really build up the roster the way that you want it to. So for now, for like the next 4 or 5 years, I think for sure, yeah. Down the line, I think it could possibly get a little murky.
It could. I'm hungry. But what's another team?
Another team. So there's a lot of interesting teams. The Buffalo Bills, I think they're a team that we can consider them every year. They're going to be a top team.
I've been saying this for like 2 years now. And I'm going to keep on saying it. Buffalo Bills to the Super Bowl, bro. I've been saying it, bro. And it just hasn't really come to fruition yet.
It's been close.
It's been really close.
It looks like they've had a real opportunity the last 2 years.
And it's like, I really want to go see Buffalo in the championship, bro. Make up for their past dues. Make up for all of the crap that's happened, bro. You know, the Tyrod Taylor era. Era, bro. Like,
they also lost 4 Super Bowls straight.
They're so far past that, bro. Like, think about how much they've grown since Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor.
And LaShawn McCoy. Look at how much further they've come as a team.
That was such a weird era.
It was.
That was so weird.
It was so weird,
Tyrod Taylor.
I'd say Tyrod Taylor is the most unlucky quarterback.
Oh, yeah. He's been in some unfortunate situations.
You know?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it just thinking about... I could probably think of a few things off the top of my head.
Dude, just this year with the freaking Texans, man.
Dude, they stabbed him in the lung, bro. He couldn't breathe. Yeah,
dude, that's so mad.
No, was that the Chargers?
Yeah, that was the Chargers. Okay. That was Justin Herbert's first start.
Wow.
He couldn't messed up his lung.
That's right. He wasn't able to breathe before the game, bro. That's so messed up. That is so messed up, dude.
That is I feel like that's a bigger deal than people make that. They freaking ruined that man. That man was the starter, bro. Then all of a sudden, the freaking medical guy screws some stuff up, and now he's the backup. Now he's not even on the football team.
Dude, were they paying him under the table to do that crap, bro? There's no way.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's what
started Justin Herbert's career.
It really did. and then it pretty much made the end of Tyrod Taylor. No.
I mean, he had some bright spots in Houston.
He's doing all right now.
He's doing all right for himself.
I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to...
I'm excited for the offseason, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking about all these football teams. Like, what are the Texans going to do? Because they're going to trade Deshaun Watson.
Are we allowed to bring up Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, of course we are.
So, Deshaun Watson, I heard that he was going to get... Like, they were going to bring him on the stand and ask him questions about 9 cases, bro.
9 cases.
9 whole cases out of the 25... So he had 25 cases against him. And they narrowed it down to 9. But still, 9 is a lot, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot of cases.
Dude, 1 case is a lot.
Dude, like that, realistically speaking, 9 people is like 3/4 of an NBA roster.
Yeah, literally.
And some girls' body counts. Ah! But,
So they're another football team I'm very interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
Because they're such a weird team. Because when I look at that team, do they have any young pieces?
Dude, you know what I have to say, sir?
Huh.
Rex Burkhead for MVP.
Oh my God.
Rex Burkhead for MVP.
Dude, that team had 12 running backs last year.
I know.
They had Philip Lindsay at one point.
For
Mark
cup
Ingram,
of coffee, yeah.
Rex Burkhead, David Johnson. Who else is on that?
Dude, they brought back they had a few no names too.
Yeah, they had a lot, and they were using like 3 running backs at one time just for no reason.
So, dude, Rex Burkhead for MVP, bro. This is the year he turns it around, dude.
He's gonna carry them.
Oh, definitely.
And who's their quarterback gonna be? Davis Mills.
Davis Mills for the MVP.
Davis Mills.
Or you don't think it's gonna be Tyrod Taylor?
It could be. It could be Tyrod Taylor.
Could be.
I wouldn't be mad if they kept him for another year.
I mean, I'd say he's like that much better than Jimmy G.
Yeah. I'd say.
I'd say it's really close.
Yeah, it's a really close. I don't know if I would say he's better.
Dude,
but
I don't know.
It's a conversation that can be had.
I feel like
they're right neck and neck right there.
Jimmy G can lose you games. Tyrod Taylor may lose you games. I don't know. It's hard to trust, bro. It's hard to trust.
They're those quarterbacks. I don't know. It's a weird conversation. It's like, who's the 25th best quarterback in the NFL? That's what we're talking about right now.
So is Daniel Jones in this conversation as well?
Daniel Jones. Oh, man.
Okay.
See? Oh, man, dude. I'm so excited. Because what are all these teams going to do?
Who knows, bro?
Who knows, man?
We're sitting here speaking into an existence, dude, and that's the coolest part about it.
I know. Dude, and the offseason is about to start going down pretty soon. That's what's so crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, it starts March 17th.
Yeah, March 17th. We're at the end of February right now.
February
That's going to be
23rd.
here before we know it.
That is. It's a hop and a skip away. And, you know, what I'm thinking is, before the season starts, we upload our rankings for every single starting running back, every single starting wide receiver, every single starting quarterback,
tight end. Yeah.
Tight end. Mm-hmm. That's our goal for.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing.
So if you guys were asking about the creativity part in the beginning of the video, this is what we've been trying to work on. We're trying to bring you guys informative and logical and put you guys in the best situation to win your fantasy matchups.
Yes.
And not only that, we're thinking of coming out with a Madden series.
Oh yes, we're gonna have a bunch of stuff going on.
We're gonna have hopefully the three amigos in here.
Yes, sir.
What we're thinking is we play as a random team against one of the good teams in Madden on the hardest level. Everything's against us, and we got to find a will to win.
Yep.
So that's a lot of fun.
It's gonna be tough. We're gonna have some challenges, especially.
Are we gonna lose? Definitely.
There's a solid. Solid chance.
But it's still worth the views. It'll give, like I was saying,
it'll give us some fun.
It's some relatability because we feel the same that you guys feel every single day, and we come
exactly,
and we feel what you guys feel, and we just want to make that known. So, you know, that's how you start off. You're relatable, and you got a good smile, and that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it
goes. Did you have any closing thoughts for today, Sterling?
Let's see. Any closing thoughts? I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what happens this offseason.
I think
obviously we're gonna have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of situations around the league. We have the Aaron Rodgers situation. What is he gonna stay as a Green Bay Packer? Is he gonna look to move on elsewhere? Okay. What's gonna happen with that situation? Is Devontae Adams gonna follow him? Is he gonna do his own thing?
It's true.
Is Jordan Love going to be ready to be the starter if his name is called?
It's true. And this is just the storyline for one team.
That's literally just one football team. Is Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, what's that situation going to be like?
So
there's a lot of stuff.
There is a lot going to happen this offseason, and we're here for every single step of it. For this time period, we're in late February.
Yeah.
So you can count on us dropping 1 to 2 videos a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're gonna start off slow. We'll bring you guys any crazy news. If any crazy news comes up, best believe that we're probably going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
That will be like, we'll sit down and we'll just talk about, say somebody gets traded, we'll come and we'll talk about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the meantime, I think that's all we got for today. I hope you guys have a great day, a great night. You guys
enjoy yourselves. We're back.
We're back.
It's official.
We'll be back next week for another banger. I'll be in New York. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'll definitely this time I'm taking my camera. So this is different. This is different. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Have a great day.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Make sure you go watch that other video that we just dropped literally like 12 hours ago.
You should put that on the information.
Information. I'll put that in a little eye. So this will pop up probably at the beginning of the video.
Yes, it'll be there. So yeah, just go check that out. And that's all we got for you guys today. You guys take care. Peace out.